We're into day number 3 of the U18 U20 Summer Showcase in Calgary, Alberta. For the Hockey Canada Development Program, we've seen 2 days of U18 intra-squad games, and this is the first look we're getting at the U20 program. The hopefuls for the World Junior team in Halifax in Moncton on Boxing Day. And it is the first game. I'm Dave Dawson. Thanks so much for joining us in the Mark and McPhail Center in Calgary, Alberta, with our HNLive.ca broadcast crew. Between the pipes for Team Red, starting things out, is going to be Benjamin Goudreau. On the other side, it's Thomas Milic. Bound to be very, very entertaining. 3 more days, the third of 5 days for the U18 U20 Summer Showcase. As White will bring it along the wing. Stopping it off of the point is Korchinski, zipping it on net, blockered into the corner easily by the Team Red goaltender. To begin this one, Benjamin Goudreau. We'll get to his stats in a second. Red on the attack now through neutral. It's Furcus, plays it through and over the stripe. Zemer, a little bit too hot for him, flipped back out through center. Red on the attack. Milic looks on. The goaltender, Thomas Milic, for Team White to start this one out. Backed up by Tyler Brennan. Cycled along back behind the net. Stapled into the glass was number 19, Ryan Green. And White will send it along. There's Beck. That's Jack Beck. His brother is playing on the other team, Owen Beck. And through the neutral territory, and Del Bell Blues, potentially my favorite name on both of the rosters, puts it one towards the net. That one whistles wide. And now Red on the attack. Couple minutes into this one. Neutral territory and over the stripe. Beck whiffs on it, regroups quickly and puts the puck deep and will cycle. Cosmetic changes for Team White. And some bumping here. Early on in the game on Saturday, I think we played the first 10 minutes of that U18 intra-squad game without a whistle. There might have been one whistle. This one, I love for that same fade as Haight brings it over the line. Ran into a series of red sweaters, and they're out the other way. And Milich will grab onto it for the game's first whistle. That's Thomas Milich from Coquitlam, BC. Played 47 games through Seattle in the Western League. 27-16-4 record, 912 save percentage, 214 goals against average, and 3 goose eggs. One of 4 undrafted players in this development camp out of the 2 rosters. And the draw comes to the right side of the aforementioned Milich. It's won by Nelson. Plays it along the wing through center. Hot potato, and now Pinelli's going to try and chase it down. Francesco Pinelli from Stony Creek, Ontario. Second-round pick of the LA Kings in 2021. And Beck now plays it up to neutral territory to Robertson. Cross-ice pass, knocking it down. What a move, backhand. They score. That was a thing of beauty. Robertson might have had the chance to pop it in on his forehand, but why not put on a show for everyone watching? Tucker Robertson tucks it in, and the Toronto native has it up 1-0. The Peterborough Pete Tucker Robertson, not to be confused with the Tucker Robertson of the Okanagan Rockets on U15 AAA. Robertson, a 4th-round pick of the Seattle Kraken, and cracks this one open, 1-0 for Red. And a great job they did knocking that cross-ice pass down as well. So James will play it back into his own zone. Receives the right wing pass, has to be smart about staying onside, and puck will scoot up into the Red bench. Who do we got, Mr. Ron Radke, for me? How about, there we go, number 15, we'll take him. That's Brant Clark from Nepean, Ontario. Had played 7 games in the 21 World U18s, had 2 goals and 7 points. First-round pick of the LA Kings in 2021. And White now in behind their own net, being pursued there by the red sweaters. High cross-ice pass, firing Sampson off of his stick, and Milich kicks it into the corner. More attack here from Red, cross-ice. As Ethan Sampson will patrol the point, Red brings it back in. And the opposite side now is Bolduc. Zach Bolduc, 55 goals this year in the QMJHL, tied for 2nd in the league in goals. Now dumped in there by Schaefer. Schaefer now behind the net. Big Reed Schaefer, 6'3", 213 from Spruce Grove. An Edmonton 1st-round draft pick. Played off the glass, now White, a little bit of attack, deflected. Nice little hand-eye as Schaefer from the point. Put it on net, and Nate Danielson couldn't get it by the goaltender Goudreau. That's Benjamin Goudreau, and we'll get to his stats when we get a whistle. Now back out to neutral again. Cross ice for Pickering. Owen Pickering will dump it in and go off on a change as Red will collect. Shots unofficially 3-2 in favor of the team with the puck, also the team that happens to be leading. And that's the Rouge. Up to Beck now, one-on-one. Let's see what he's got on the right wing side. Little shifty move, and Beck ran into a red stick. Kept in nicely at the line, and the officials are going to say that's a step offside. And the defenseman does not necessarily agree. It's Christian Kairu, actually, the Kamoka, Ontario native. 2nd-round draft pick of the Dallas Stars, 50th overall. 68 games played for Erie in the OHL this year. Had 60 points, including 18 goals. Draw to the right side of Goudreau, just outside of his zone. Now Kairu is going to billiard it in behind. A quick one-touch is Red has some White traffic on the hip pocket. Breakout pass. Gets beyond a couple sticks. Now Robertson plays it up. That looks like it might have hit a stick. It goes over the glass and out of play. And that is number 46, Tucker Robertson. The Toronto native, we talked about him, the goal scorer. As he goes off on a line change. So tomorrow we'll have the U18 team versus the U20 white, and then U18 team up against U20 red. Tyler King will have both those calls for you as red wins that one. Clark now from the point, thinks about it, turns around and cycles in behind the cage. And that's number 42, Jake Chason from Abbotsford, BC. Walks the line now. Return pass, another give and go. Right in front, and puck hopped up on him at the last second. And Chason has it again. Has a couple of white sweaters on his back. Plays it to Clark at the point, walks the line, shifts it. The return pass to Clark again. Fires it through traffic. And Milic got a piece of that. More pressure here for red. 5-2 the shots unofficially. As White will try to go north and get it out of their own zone, and red's going to make a couple of changes, allowing them to do just that. Over the stripe comes White, and taken by Furcus as red is making a bit of a change, which almost allowed them an odd player rush. Bolduc now, cross ice, from the slot, zips it and just missed the target. Bolduc, cross ice at the point, drops it off. Walking in a flip pass, he's got daylight and time to deflect it in front. That goes off of the stick of Allen. Fierce pressure here for Team Red. 5 and a bit gone in the opening period of the U20 Summer Showcase Development Camp. Dave Dawson and RHNLive.ca broadcast crew here on HockeyCanada.ca. Thank you so much for spending the first Monday, the last Monday of July, I should say, as we put the boots to this month, and we all take a collective head scratch and wonder where the month has gone. But it's been an excellent summer from wherever you are tuning in from. So happy you've joined us today. Chagall plays it up, the white court native, gets a stick on it. Calgary hitman forward as well. Back in my days in white court 15 years ago, I remember the Chagall family, so I had a bit of a smirk when I looked at those rosters. Red, more pressure on. Right in the slot. Nice kick save by Milic. Maybe one of his best yet. And that was off of the stick. And a hard contact from Adam Fantilli, the Nobleton, Ontario native. Now dumped into the red zone. The aforementioned Chagall has a look when all of his white sweaters are changing. Now left wing pass. Touched up and dumped in by Schaefer, the Oilers draft pick. Back there now, bumps with number 43, Tyson Hines from Gatineau, Quebec. And Green will play it in. Milic slows it down. Quick reversal. Breakout so smooth and so crisp. Over the line comes White. It's mostly, haven't really had any high percentage offensive opportunities. It's really been red dominating the play so far. On the flip pass to neutral. That goes past, and now Schaefer walking in. What can he do? Other than the one deflection in front of the net off of the left wing point from Schaefer, that's all White has really seemed to offer so far when it comes to high danger chances. Bringing it in and just blowing a tire. And we're going to have the game's first penalty. I think it's going to be going up against Team White, so Red's going to have them, no, excuse me, Red will be heading to the box. So White will have an opportunity to get some zone time and try to equal this one up, as it is going to be the goal scorer Robertson going to the box. No numbers on the shoulders, so I'm at your mercy, Mr. Radke, when I see a player lining up for the draw. And that man lining up for the draw is Francesco Pinelli from Stony Creek, the LA Kings draft pick. And they're just going to reset that one. Pinelli, 60 points through 55 games, including 10 in the playoffs as well. And off the draw, zips that one wide of the net past Gaudreau. Haven't even gotten to his stats yet. That's how little amount of time White has spent in the attack zone so far. Early on here in the first look we get at the U20 program, as Pickering is now going to bring it over the line. LaRue goes in on the forecheck to try and gain some possession and get a cycle going on the power play, but it won't start here, as Milic will use the paddle to slow it down. And all the way back to get it is Kevin Korchinski from Saskatoon, part of the Seattle Thunderbirds program that obviously went to the Western Hockey League Finals and lost to the Edmonton Oil Kings this year. And Del Bel Blues brings it over the line, drops it off Pinelli, and short side shot. Gaudreau fought that one off, and all the way out back into White territory one more time. So a minute gone And the power play for Team White. Kyrou is going to drop it off. Delbel Belouz brings over the line, leaves it for Beck, trying to get that cross-ice pass, but reading the mail was Hines, and he's going to send it all the way down. On the retrieval is Kyrou. 60 points through 68 games for Erie this year in the OHL. Over the line, at the point now, Robidas drops it off, firing, nice shot block there with his hind leg, and out comes Red, shorthanded with about half a minute remaining on the penalty to Robertson, but only as far as the blue line, and here comes White, cross-ice pass, and a little bit too far for the intended target, and they'll sweep it back out to the neutral portion of the Markin McPhail Center, this gorgeous WinSport facility here in Calgary, Alberta. Beck brings it as Allen patrols the point, tries to catch Gaudreau sleeping and put it off his heel as Robertson's now under the box. Beck's going to send it in behind the net. James looks on as Robertson now gives chase. At the point, firing, and that one just missed. The target is Gaudreau. Hang with him, please, Mr. Radke, the goaltender. We'll rattle off some of his stats. Thank you, my good friend. So that's Benjamin Gaudreau, played for Sarnia this year. 19, 18, and 5 record, 371 goals against, an 891 save percentage. A couple of goose eggs to show for it as well. And in 2021, he was a third-round pick of the San Jose Sharks, 81st overall. Off the draw. It's won by Red, brought out, and White will have to tag up, is going back into their own zone. So for 1 on the power play, and it's been for the most part, I wouldn't say Red dominant, but they have spent more time in the zone, shot 6-3 in favor of the Red squad. As Robertson, as we will get the highlight reels out for every game, that goal definitely will be featured on that for sure. James now, one-on-one, trying to get through the defender, can't put it through his legs. Second time he's tried that, and he's 0 for 2. Clark now as Korchinski takes a rear view mirror peek, flips it along the right side, cross ice, and out comes White. Over the stripe, nice little flip pass, looking for the return. And now in behind. Great pursuit there, body positioning by Jake Chason, making sure that open defender on the opposite side point didn't get the puck. Pinelli now, a little hop, skip, and jump to get around the defender and into the near side corner. Stapled into the glass was Stillman, the son of Corey Stillman. What a huge hit. The game's first decent contact, rubbed out right at the center dot. The stripe, I should say. Pinelli now, over the line, opposite corner. Gaudreau puts that one into the glove and hangs on for the faceoff. Currently the most popular Gaudreau in Calgary right now, that's for sure. As Red makes the change. Lining up on the right side of the aforementioned Benjamin Gaudreau. And LaRue behind. Played off the glass and out to neutral. Leno now will go in a retreat. That's Tristan Leno from Victoriaville, Quebec. Second round pick of the Ducks this year in 2022. And he watches the puck go by him, and he'll come back in support as White will dump it back in again. If you're just joining us, Robertson got a really nice goal to start things out about 2 minutes into this contest. White's had a power play, had a couple of decent shots at it, and 6-4 the shots, and that is the game story. I am Dave Dawson. Thank you so much for spending your Monday afternoon with us on our evening, wherever it is you were tuning in from, here on hockeycanada.ca, our hnlive.ca broadcast crew, and that's a look at Allen. Sawyer-on, I know you were hanging on him so I could talk about him, the Davidson, Saskatchewan native. Right in between Regina and Saskatoon, a very, very scenic prairie drive that I have done many times in my life, and really, really enjoy that. The fine folks in Saskatchewan, making them proud. Comes back out to neutral again. Rolling puck, got to be settled, and a bit of a dangerous spot to have a bouncing biscuit. And his Red teammate would think of that as, agree with that as well, as Kyrou gives chase. Trying to chop it out, it stays at the stripe. A bouncing puck at the net. And blowing a tire behind there is number 14, Owen Beck. Cross ice now. It's Danielson. Whiffs on it, and it could be a 2-on-1 for Red, and it's going to be. Down the right wing side, cross ice pass, and a nice defensive play from his knees and playing piggyback as well. Schaefer takes a huge bump in the collision of 6-foot behemoths. That was a high-level contact. Ethan Del Mastro, 6'4", 206, collided with Reed Schaefer, I should say, 6'3", 213. I think we felt that one all the way up to Fort McMurray. It was a Richter scale collision here on your Monday afternoon. Draw to the right side of Gaudreau. Lining up for it off the lens of our fine Ron Radke. Incredible cameraman here in the Calgary area. And the hardworking Chris Colwell as well does so much and behind the scenes. And all of our HNLive.ca staff here on HockeyCanada.ca. Really grateful for this relationship and excited to be bringing you some more development programs throughout the rest of this summer as the women's program gets going in August, which we cannot wait for that as well. So about 6 or so remaining here in the opening period. The hopefuls for the Halifax and Moncton group on Boxing Day as Green chases after it. And going after it's Pickering, plays it cross ice, right on the tape, one touch, over the line, and here comes White, 1-on-3, firing. Looks like it might have hit a stick, and Gaudreau looks on as it's into the corner now. On the half wall, Chagall battling with it. Well, Clark's going to try and bring it over the line, but a good body positioning there. I believe that's Pickering playing textbook defense, not allowing a path at the net. And that boundary wide receiver pass was headed for the end zone, but a nice job breaking that up. As we have a look at a white line change, that's Corson Kuhlman's heading off the ice, part of that Wisconsin NCAA program, former Brooks Bandit as well. First round pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets in 2021. Draw to the right side of Milic, just outside of the zone. And sent in behind the net. Milic cannot slow it down, and more attack for Red. So the scales have tipped a little bit here on the possession arrow. Seems to be a little more neutral time and slightly a slight edge to Team White over the last 7 or 8 minutes since their power play. As I say that at the point, puck will scoot all the way down. Right on the tape for Sampson. Ethan Sampson from North Delta, BC. Prince George Cougar in front of the net, though. Puck scoots loose, couldn't get a stick on it. And back out to neutral again. Good back check. And White will bring it back in. Chase on. Breaks it up, though, as Haight goes off on a change with Pinelli, giving Red some time to make a decision of where they want to put it and what they want to do. So both teams got the right personnel on the ice. Furcus is the right wing option. He takes the center pass, which had a little bit too much mustard on it for Bolduc, and we'll have to reset here for a face-off. As we are having a look at Furcus, that's Jagger Furcus from Irma, Alberta. Played for Moose Jaw in the Western League this year. He's a plus 15 through 66 games. He had 80 points and 36 goals. Also almost a point-a-game player in the playoffs. Off the draw, White now. Kyrou. Left wing pass for LaRue. He'll just touch it in as Mateer has a look and wonders why the puck keeps bouncing around. Seems to be a pretty active little disc here in the opening 16 minutes as Mateer now head up. Makes that strong first pass, and Furcus has Kyrou right on his hip pocket. So Furcus is going to try and get around, but picked up at the line by Del Belbalus. Nice little Savardian spinorama, and it's 2-on-2 over the line. Here comes Red. Zemer puts that one into a skate, and it whistles around behind the net, kept in at the left point. Walking in, right in the slot, firing, and a good blocker. Save rebound, and it's in. They score. Nicely kept in at the line, and Milic did the splits, and it just scooted over the stripe. It's 2-0 for Team Red. Bolduc led the flyby, and that's usually an indication that he's the one to score the goal. So a great job keeping it in at the line did Team Red, and shots now 8-4 in favor of the Red squad, and they have a 2-0 lead as Clark. A couple peeks, that's Brant Clark. Rubbed out behind the net. And Gaudreau tries to glove it down, but it ends up in the equipment of Clark. Red out to neutral, trying to get it to the right side for Beck. Glove down, Korchinski looking on. Right side pass and touched in, Gaudreau. Keeps an eye on it as the Red goes back on retrieval. Beck now. Flip past on the right wing side for Hines. Hines over the line in front, and puck loose again. Rolling around through the crease, Milic. He did his stretches today, I can guarantee that. Laterally quick from post to post, making sure the Little Biscuit doesn't get in behind the red stripe any more times than it has. As that puck seems to be scooting around in his crease quite a bit here in the opening period, and in behind now he's got to be smart and get back into the blue paint. Kept in at the line by Red, cross ice for Hines. Hines now right in the slot, lets it go, and a glove save by Milic off of the stick of number 16, Adam Fantilli from Nobleton, Ontario. 54 games for Chicago in the USHL this year. He had 37 goals and 74 points. That's the second highest goal total in all of the USHL. One of 4 undrafted players. He's highly touted for the 2023 NHL draft. And he had a quick release there, but couldn't get it past the white goaltender. And out comes Red again over the line. Pickpocketed, and it could be numbers here for White. Allen cross ice, a 3-on-2, but coming back quickly were the Red Sweaters to ensure that they weren't going to put a knife through the donut. 2-on-2 over the line, and in behind the net. That's Paul Ludwinski from Pickering, Ontario. Back there for Fraser Minton, Vancouver, BC product. With just under 2 minutes remaining in the opening period here from the Markin MacPhail Center. Calgary and the Olympic Park is 4-arena facility. It's one of those ones when you kind of walk towards the rink, you almost drop your jaw on just how beautiful it is. And obviously the home of the Hockey Canada organization. Nice little flip pass. Furcus zips it over top of the net. He did a little hopscotch in order to get some open ice to get that shot away and just put it over top of the net. Furcus now is going to get another shot. Fires it, looking for the rebound. Sampson had his stick corked and ready to rip it, but Furcus took the shot option instead. White now, touch in front, and Del Belbalus was looking for the tap in. And another contact on the half wall. Zemer now brings it over the line, drops it off. Del Mastro can't get a shot away. And Del Belbalus, as the pace of this one picks up LaRue. In front, zips it just wide of the blocker's side. And Korchinski now. We're into the final minute of play of the opening period. LaRue is Red's changing. Nelson fires, and that hits a body. 10-4 the shots in favor of Red, as they're not allowing a lot of those pucks to get at the net. Robertson has the opening goal. Backdoor pass, and a little bit too deep. To the point now. A little shimmy shake goes Bloom, and he's going to chase after it with about a baker's dozen remaining in the opening period, and I don't know if Red's going to have another chance to add to their 2-0 lead. Maybe if they hit the accelerator here quick. As Robertson. Maybe a chance for White to backhand, and that handcuffed Gaudreau. Maybe his best save that he's had to make. It was awkward. It looked awkward from a guy 43 years old who has trouble running stairs, but for Gaudreau, no problem for him. 2-0 for Team Red after 20. We will be back for the rest of this one on day number 1 of the U20 Summer Showcase, day 3 of the U18 U20 Summer Showcase. We'll be back to the Markin MacPhail Center shortly. And welcome back for the second period at the Mark and McPhail Center for day number 3 of the U18 U20 Summer Showcase on hockeycanada.ca. I am Dave Dawson. Thank you so much for spending your Monday afternoon, evening, wherever you are tuning in from, with us and our hnlive.ca broadcast crew. This is day number 1 of the U20 Summer Showcase, the hopefuls for the World Junior Championships in Halifax and Moncton on Boxing Day as White walks in. Del Belbalus is the one to rip that one over the shoulder of Gaudreau, and it missed the net. 2-0 Red does lead, and the shots are 10-5 after 20 minutes as that puck goes into the glass. Bolduc, number 26 for Red, has one of the goals, has the second goal. No surprise that a guy who scored 55 in the regular season has one of them today. The other one coming off Tucker Robertson's stick, guy who had 41 this year for Peterborough in the Ontario Junior League. Draw to the right side of the goaltender, Milic. And officials are getting a new water bottle for Mr. Milic. And I don't believe it got shattered. I believe it maybe just was not brought out to the net. Now, these guys capable of shattering water bottles. That much I believe. As, 30 seconds here into the second period. As Red, a really dominant opening period for the most part, and it comes to zone time. They scored with 2 minutes in, and 2 minutes or so remaining in the opening period. As Leno back there, retreats behind his cage. It was Tristan Leno, kind of hemmed in behind their net. Now Matichuk is going to stop it off of the point. Tries to play the offside bounce, or the awkward bounce, to get a scoring chance. And that scoring chance, no problem for Gaudreau, who hangs onto it. As we have a look at number 9, Robina. That is the son of Stéphane Robina. It's Justin from Sherbrooke, Quebec, as he goes off for a change. Played for Val-d'Or in the QMJHL this year. 82 points through 30 games. Yeah, 30 games. I think I wrote that down correctly. That's ridiculous. Letting it rip, and Milic fought that one off a little bit. I don't know if that maybe hit him in an awkward spot. He seems to be trying to fight that one off. Got all of it, though. A lot of the pucks in Milic's crease were kind of rolling around, bouncing around. How to get him laterally post to post. The first one was a gorgeous play by Robertson. It went right side to left side, forehand, backhand, tucked it in. And the second one was kind of an awkward shot from the point as Red on the outlet. They're going to go north. Only as far as the blue line was Minton, and now he gets it over the stripe. Minton still has it, turning and firing, and hit the stick of Nelson, and that'll go over the glass and out of play. As you have a look at Milic there, just working on some repairs. They're asking if he's all right, and looked like he might have caught that one in the midsection. But he's shaking it off is Thomas Milic, the Coquitlam, BC native, 6 foot 170 as well. He had a 14-9-2 record in the playoffs, 229 goals against, and a .925 save percentage with a pair of shutouts, as Red is going to be heading to the power play for the first time, as White will be off to the box. So only the second power play, and it's Sean Chagall, the Whitecourt native. He's sitting down for 2 minutes or less. So draw will come to the left side of Milic, or are they going to the right side? Are we going to the right side? Doc wins it off the draw, right in tight, just ripping it wide of the net was Pinelli. And on the rebound, Milic is going to hang on to that one for the face-off. Fantilli, excuse me. I'm going to make that mistake probably at least one more time before this game's over. As you see Fantilli there, having a conversation with his teammates. And Green lines up for the draw from Paradise, Newfoundland. Ripped hard around the boards by White, stopped at the line by Minton. Minton plays it up, and that'll also jump off of a stick and go over to glass and out of play. Thank you, Ron. Just what I was thinking of. That's Fraser Minton from Vancouver, BC. Had a birthday a couple weeks ago on July 5th. Happy belated to you, young man. 67 games played for Kamloops in the Western League. 20 goals, 55 points. Is a plus 23 as well. a Toronto Maple Leafs draft pick. This draw will come to the right side of Milic. Shoveled along there to Samson and plays it across. On the backside pass for Minton, had to fight it in his skates. Rips it around again. Right on the tape, the trigger man in tight and trying to whack away at it. But Milic made sure to get the blocker on it. It's some rough stuff. Corson Kuhlman's right in the middle of that. 33 penalty minutes this year for Wisconsin. Big Corson Kuhlman's. We remember seeing him back in 2019 in Dawson Creek at the World Junior A Challenge, where we were also partnered up with Hockey Canada on hnlive.ca for that event as well. Off the draw, cross ice pass. Minton can't handle it, has to regroup through neutral. Green watches that one go along. And Samson, North Delta BC native, will bring it all the way back behind their own net now with 50 seconds gone on their first power play, the game's second power play. As Doc crisscrosses, Samson out the point, plays it for Minton. Minton, toe drag, fires it. Milic the save, rebound on the backside, rips it just over top of the net. He had that one ready, and Fantilli just put it north of the 4x6. Stepped right into it and ripped it. And 16's got it again. The Nobleton, Ontario native brings it over the line. 35 seconds left, or through center, I should say, now over the line. And waiting for it, in behind there for Matichuk. Matichuk has his teams changing for Robertson. Robertson with Bolduc in front, right in tight, and that hits a stick. 20 seconds left in the power play. Clark now in behind. Beyond Robertson, goes through everybody and all the way back into red territory. So a good sequence there for Red, who lead in the shot department, 14-6. One touch, knocked down with the high stick, and an awkward collision as Schaefer got the worst of that one. He looks to be all right, which is good news. Trying to move it along. The officials are encouraging them. Not going to blow the whistle. Robertson, one of the goal scorers, out there with Bolduc, the other one. And more pressure from Red after their power play. They will make changes as Robertson, pursued heavily by two defenders behind the net, trying to stay out of the penalty box, and right in tight off the stick of LaRue, and Milic will hang on for the draw. And that is a look at, I believe, 42. I love that they turn around, young man, please. Thank you. That's Paul Ludwinski from Pickering, Ontario. Played for Kingston this year, 43 points in 67 games. I think I said LaRue. And I've now seen this roster for 25 minutes, so bear with me. By somewhere about the 45-minute mark, we will get those things correctly. Skorchinski plays it up now. Stick down by Ludwinski, the aforementioned, and back inside the red zone. Del Mastro, 6'4", 206 from Freelton, Ontario, and he was part of that big collision with Schaefer in the opening period there. The Twin Towers colliding as he goes off on a change. It's a good time to mention the National Women's Development Program coming up. The Summer Showcase begins August 9th, right almost through until the Canada-USA Series until August 20th. So some incredible hockey coming your way in the summer development programs on hockeycanada.ca. Leno, his offering goes right into the glove of Gaudreau. And that's number 24, Tristan Leno from Victoriaville, Quebec. Played for Gatineau in the QMJHL this year. So +9, 43 points through 63 games. Also a second-round pick of Anaheim this year in 2022. And Leno puts it at the net, hits a red skate. More pressure on Stillman now trying to put it at the net, but Red's done a pretty good job preventing those high danger chances in front of their own cage. As Leno to Stillman now hits a skate. Again, no shot on goal. Puck rolling around in the slot. They'll retreated back to the blue stripe. Stillman cross ice, trying to find a lane. Leno, and deflected again. So great job by Reds defense so far in this one, really preventing a lot of those high danger opportunities. Again, in that high slot, not allowing pucks to get through and making life fairly easy for the goaltender Gaudreau, as Red will make a change. And the face-off will come to the aforementioned Gaudreau to the left side. Benjamin Gaudreau. One by White, quickly at the point. Koolmans can't get it on net. A right wing pass for Bolduc. He might have some room. Bolduc fires, and Milic has no problem with that as he was pursued by a defender. Had to let that one rip quickly. Off the draw, Zemer drops it off for Matichuk. The return pass, Bolduc has to have his head on a swivel to locate the puck. Now Chagall plays it across. Koolmans. Couple of Alberta gentlemen there from the Edmonton area. Koolmans to retreat. Long cross ice pass, trying to hit Chagall in full stride, and if you've ever Googled, put on YouTube Chagall highlights, you know when he gets in alone, that's dangerous territory as that shot comes from the wing right into the stomach of Gaudreau, who will hang on for the face-off. And is that Chagall right there? It's Leroux, okay? We'll take him, Mr. Radke, no problem. Zach Leroux from Mercier, Quebec. Played for Halifax in the Q this year, 22 goals. 56 points, including 64 Pimmies. It's also a first-round draft pick of the Nashville Predators. So shot 16-9 here in favor of Team Red. So fairly even for the most part in this second period. It's 10-5 after 20. It goes dumped in, and they're going to call that icing. No, it's going to be waved off. Held down at the line, and out comes Red. Green drops it off for Fantilli. For the line comes White. Del Belbalou leaves it there for Leroux, trying to get in close again, and could be numbers for Red. Red again, kind of belaboring that point, but they've done an excellent job. White's going to find a way to get at the net without trying to get that seam pass. Get some shots on net. Beck sends it in behind. He's going to go off on a change. Red goes north. Left wing pass for Minton. Gets it around the defender Leno. Only momentarily Schaefer stapled. Here comes White. Looking for the backhand short side. Now at the point. Deflected. Couldn't get to the net. Again, good sequence here for White. Cross ice at the point. Leno looking for another option. Sees too much Red. And for his perspective, Red means stop. Shot, fought through by Gaudreau and gloved that one down. A great job through all that traffic in front of the net. And Benjamin Gaudreau playing a perfect game here so far. Has a quick chat with Stripes. And he'll hang on for the draw. 6'2", 172 is Benjamin Gaudreau. And if you're a fan of the San Jose Sharks, well, you're going to enjoy Team Red because both of their goaltenders are Sharks draft picks. So make sure to check those out on hockeycanada.ca, as you'll probably be cheering for Red for the most part. But again, there's draft picks on both sides as Gaudreau hangs onto that one for the face-off. And as I say that, Dave, check and see if there are any Sharks picks on Team White right now. There are not. So we can stand pat to that thought process. But a lot of great young players here in the future of hockey, very, very bright, and the Hockey Canada ranks with this incredible product at the U20 level. And the U18 program gets back on the ice again tomorrow for the Holinka Gretzky Cup coming up in a very, very short time. And staple into the glass, nice hit there. Pinelli threw his shoulder into Minton. Some pressure on for White, and that could be maybe a strategy they could impose, a little bit of physicality to open things up in front of the net. Rolling puck has to be settled down. White now on the attack. Left wing pass off of the stick of Nelson, and they're over the stripe. Down deep, and as I say that again, right on cue, more physicality for White. This could be the path to potentially having some success as Stillman will cycle it in down low. Getting pucks deep. Haight now trying to apply some of that. And it's Kuhlman's. Robertson bumped in too. Here in the midway point here of the hockey game as Robertson slows it down. And 3-on-2, just stretching out to stay onside nicely, showing how much he stretches did Owen Beck, the Port Hope, Ontario native. And he brings it over the line. Beck walks in, fires, and a kick save by Milic. Had to be smart there, going butterfly and back up to his feet again. Things opening up here. And here comes Red. Some confusion at the line, and it's going to be a hand pass. As Kuhlman has a stare down with the linesman, and more than anything says, all right, I'll go get a bit of a drink of water here and regroup. Pretty entertaining hockey game. 17-11 are the shots on goal here on hockeycanada.ca. Dave Dawson, NUHNLive.ca broadcast crew. Happy to partner up with Hockey Canada for these development programs as we see goaltender changes on each side. Mr. Radke, why don't we start with whichever one you want to pick? There we go, my friend. We'll go with on the left side. That's Tyler Brennan from Winnipeg. And we'll get to his stats when we get a second. And on the other end of the ice for Team Red, it'll be Mason Beaupitt from Surrey, BC. As they'll allow the goaltenders a couple seconds here to get stretched up. As the faceoff will come to the right side of the white goaltender, Brennan. Now Nas will dump it in. And his red team will hope to get a test on the cold goaltender, air quotes, as soon as they can. But Leno has other ideas. Plays it off the boards and down the ice. Icing waved off. Nope, they're going to call it icing. And in between the pipes there for Team Red, you see Mason Beaupitt from Surrey, BC, Second round, fourth round pick of the San Jose Sharks this year. 108 overall. Had a 20, 22, and 4 record for the Spokane Chiefs in the Western League through 49 games played this year. Draw to the left side of Brennan, right off the draw. And Fantilli let it go. A nice save by the goaltender, Brennan. Right in tight again, and Brennan tested early on a couple of times. And no problem for the Winnipeg product. 6'3", 190. Prince George Cougars of the Western League. In their playoff series with Portland, 4 games played, a .186 goals against, and a .954 save percentage. A fourth-round pick of the Devils this year. 102 overall. And all those games are pretty close, except for the first one. It was 5-2, then 2-1, 2-0, 2-1. So some great goaltending there for the Prince George Cougars. 6'3", 190. Off the draw, through some congestion, back on the cross ice, one touch, and they almost had Del Belbalous going in alone, but just couldn't get the puck to him. Comes back into the white zone again. 20-11 the shots on goal in favor of Team Red, where both of their tallies came in the opening 20 minutes. Just missing a hard contact there was Fantilli, and White is going to have to tag up. Or Red is, I should say. So that's dumped into the red zone. And come all the way back down into the other end of the ice. Talked about Ludwinski already. I want to try and make sure I get all the names in, and it's a tough one for a camera guy who just goes and picks one. But if there's a guy who knows what he's doing, it's Ron Radke, I'll tell you that much. Decades of National Hockey League and Canadian Football League camera experience, so never criticize a guy like that. Maybe just on his tan. Just a little bit jealous that he spent the last week in Kelowna. Not going to lie. But that's okay. Ron's a buddy of mine. Minton on the half wall. He's going to cycle it in deep. In back behind the net. Battling for position. Minton now steps up on it. Chase on. Looking for the give and go, but too many white sweaters. Nice backdoor pass right on the tape. Scores! Oh, what a look. And oh, what a bury. Just absolutely ripped it home to make it 3-0. Is that Jack Mateer who caught that one? His big reach, 6'4", 200. Had to stretch way out to hold on to that one, and then zipped it low blocker past Brennan to make it 3-0 for Red. Bloom now on the chase. Comes back out through center. Noss now has to turn on some of that and gets it over the line again. Red looking for more damage, and it's not as if White hasn't had the zone time. Red's just done an incredible job neutralizing traffic in front of their own net. That's potentially, in my opinion, what could be the difference here so far. Noss plays it across. Nice save by Brennan. The rebound boots out to the point again. Noss on the half wall. Beck return pass and deflected. Brennan got a piece of it, and it goes over the glass and out of play. Let's have a look at number 38, Evan Noss. From Riverview, New Brunswick, played for Quebec this year in the QMJHL. A plus 25 through 59 games, 46 points, and a second-round pick of the Florida Panthers in 2021. Zemer lines up for the draw to the right side of the goaltender. Brennan wins that one cleanly, hard at the point. A little bit of a drag, and he scores! A nice delay by Ethan Sampson, and then with strength, Sampson buries it low glove side, and it's 4-0 for Red. Nice seeing eye shot through traffic. Ethan Sampson, the North Delta BC product, has a birthday coming up in just under a month as well. Thought I'd throw that in there because I like to do that, because I know parents like that, and I'd like that if it was my birthday, which it's not. So please don't send me any gifts. You can send me gifts if you want, but that just makes it awkward. How about we get back to the hockey game? Matichuk sends it across. Now Fantilli over the line. Some momentum here for Red. A pair of goals in the second period to open this one up, and there could be a penalty coming, and there is. White is going to be going back to the box if Red doesn't score first. Net is vacated. The long jaunt for the goaltender. And Murphy's Law, as soon as he makes it to the bench, nope. All right, some possession time for Red. So Murphy's Law has been defeated finally. Dumping it in now, Bolduc on his horse, plays it there for Doc, the brother of Kirby Doc. Matichuk plays it there for Colton, and it goes finally touched by White. So that'll be a power play for Red, who is 0 for 1, the game's third player advantage. Hooking is the call. And Robidas looking for an explanation. Justin Robidas from Sherbrooke, Quebec. So he'll sit down for what he would prefer. I'll steal a line from my buddy Chris Cole. What he would prefer would be a full 2 minutes, because he's standing about 3.5 feet in front of me, and hard-working guy. Clark plays it across on the one touch and a nice block. Looks like he might have caught Leno there in an awkward spot, but he remains in his defensive position. Down low. And the return pass to the right point where the last 2 goals have come from. Now looking for the backdoor pass. Robertson, the trigger man, at the point. The shimmy shake from Matichuk. Quick cross ice pass for Clark, and it hopped up on him, giving White a chance to send it. Cross ice with 30 seconds gone in the power play. Matichuk now. That's Denton Matichuk from Dominion City, Manitoba. Short side and off the knob of the stick of Brennan, and that goes over the glass and out of play. Is that, nope, that's Robertson. Okay, he's got the game's opening goal, which stands as the game winner. It would have been complete synchronicity, Mr. Radke, if that was 21 Denton Matichuk, but it's all good. Face off the left side. Minton now off the draw. Red with more pressure on. Minton walking in and off of the stick of either Kuhlman's, potentially, or it could have been off of Chagall. Minton now right in front, all alone, backhand, doink, off the goalpost. A rolling puck, handcuffed Fantilli and put it off the goalpost. Adam Fantilli, the 6'2", 191 Nobleton product. Had 6 points through 4 games of the U18 Worlds A couple months back, one of 4 2023 NHL draft eligible players, undrafted. And that one, just off the bar. Minton, cross ice, right in front, and again broken up and sent down by White. Sampson has one of the goals here in the third. To Minton. Over to Doc now. Doc, oh, nice seeing eye pass. Hops off the heel. And he'll have to find some safe real estate as Green. A shot deflected from the point. Puck still loose. Where is it? Brennan trying to get on it. Now Baker's dozen remaining on the power play on the half wall. White really would love some zone time to get back in this one, but lucky enough for them, they have 25 minutes remaining in this, and they would hope that it would be with either some power play or even strength. But they've done well on the kill. All goals have come even strength in this one so far. Stepping over the line is Robertson. Robertson trying to get back. Both teams back at even strength. Centering pass, and that hits Pickering, not the intended target that the red sweater was looking for. Plays it up to Pinelli. Pickering now going after his own dump. Beck patrols, gets it on the one touch, and there they come. A rolling puck, trying to get it on its back. And here comes red, it's Robertson again. He's been all over the ice so far today. Bit of an awkward sequence here as two White players battle the puck in their feet. And Pinelli over the line. Drops it off. Right, return pass in front. Puck's loose. Still hasn't been covered yet. A mad scramble, and they finally sit on it. And it stayed out of the net. How'd that stay out? To steal a line from Chris Cuthbert? Why not? As Leno at the bottom of the pile. Somewhere in there lays a vulcanized rubber puck. So a good rush there by Team White. That centering pass had a stick tied up and not allowing the puck. Are they still trying to find it in the equipment of the goaltender? Okay, no, they're just getting rid of some of the excess in the crease. I thought maybe they still weren't able to find the puck, but a bit of a mad scramble. Aaron, if you're a fan of the white sweatered players or a player on the white sweaters, and that's who you're rooting for, so to speak, then there was a good sequence for them. And they're calling for the training staff, I believe, for some repairs on the ice. Nope, they're calling for an extra player. They're short one man. It's Minton. Comes in there to line up to the right side. So Mason Beaupit hasn't seen a whole lot of action since coming in relief of Benjamin Gaudreau. It's been Brennan who's seen a lot of pucks coming his way. Two of them have got by him. Well, Beaupit will have a chance to get some screen time here as he has a quick adjustment of the mask. Spokane Chiefs goaltender. The faceoff will come to the right of him. Lining up is going to be Luca Del Belbeluz from Woodbridge, Ontario. Mississauga on the OHL. He wins that one, and White will apply a little bit of pressure here and hopefully get some high percentage shots, because that certainly hasn't been the cup of tea for them so far. And dumped into White territory. And Ludwinski now. Picked off by Robidas. And that's scooted up on Nilsson's stick. White will bring it over the line, and here's numbers. Del Belbeluz fires, scores! That's all it took. All alone in front, two skaters, rips it into the back of the net, and the puck still remains there. And Luca Del Belbeluz, the Mississauga sniper, 30 goals and 76 points in 68 games, buries it on the blocker side and puts a knife through the donut. It's 4-1. Nice seeing eye shot, patiently turned. I think he was a little bit shocked by how much daylight and how much room he had in front and how much time, and made no mistake putting that one on the high blocker side to make it 4-1. So 27-13 the shots, and let's see if it adds a skip to the step for Team White, as they're going to bring it over the line with a little bit of momentum. Pass from his knees. Red down the left side, Matichuk trying to shake past Coolmans. He has some help as well. Possession continues. Bolduc sends it to the point, and Beck will give chase. Now daylight for Zemer. Zemer, cross ice pass, as he thought he had Bolduc a little bit closer, but Danielson had something to say about that. It's Coolmans and Danielson now take a quick look, as both teams will make changes. Corson, Coolmans. The pass and the skates for Danielson. Bobbled down one a little bit. As Green now drops it off, fires it, and that one misses the target. Good hard release by Colton Dock. 6'4", 205, the Fort Sask product. I remember years ago, back when Kirby had just finished his U16, or in his U16 AAA era, and Dale invited me into their house to do a story for a TV program I was working with at that time, and I go back and watch that from time to time, and I love just seeing the maturation of players from a young age to where they are now. Colton and Kirby, obviously, are making names for themselves and to the professional ranks, and right now it'll be Red with the power play, as they'll head to their third player advantage, the fourth power play of the game. None of them successful so far with a goal. And that quick shot right on Brandon will hang on for the face-off. Had no problem with that one. So the last two goals have come from that same spot, and Red will potentially try to go back to the well here, and why not? If it works, keep doing it. So a 2-second disparity between the penalty and the game clock here. Matichuk plays it back to the point. Clark zips it and through traffic into the breadbasket of the Winnipeg native, and he hangs on for the whistle. And there you have a look at Clark. That's number 15, Brant Clark, from the P in Ontario. He's 6'2", 188. First-round pick of the LA Kings in 2021. He went 8th overall. Draw to the right side of Brennan. Would love to keep this one a 4-1 score and allow his offense the protection they need to claw back into this one. Robertson battling and a bit of a whack on Allen's legs, and some calls from the bench for a penalty, but they're not going to get it as it's sent down the ice right on to the blocker of Beaupit, who hasn't seen many shots since coming in. One that beat him in the high blocker, only 2 shots according to our engineer Chris Colwell, and I never doubt anything that comes off of his body or his mouth. Bolduc at the point. A flip pass to the right side. That's Furcus trying to free up some real estate. See if a give and go with Clark here is the answer to what the doctor ordered, but congested themselves at the blue line isn't going to be that. Bolduc now down there with Matichuk. Bolduc, good perimeter work here by, well, White keeping them at the perimeter, I should say. Kept them at the line neatly. Trying to step up on it. Here's a chance for Red. Puck bouncing away in front, and Beck's going to grab it and send it down the ice. So as much as on even strength, Red has had the opportunity to get some decent high percentage chances with a player down. The kill's been pretty smart here for Team White. 20 seconds left on the Red power play. It's Fantilli. Brings it over the line, leaves it there for Doc. The return pass went up a little bit too high. Korchinski knocks it down. Dying seconds. Sampson at the point. Shot, low blocker and wide, and that will do it for the second period. 2 seconds remain on the power play clock, and likely not a lot of time to do anything, I would have to say, as Captain Obvious. But the obvious thing there, 4-1. Red does lead, as we will step aside shortly. Stay with us as we return to the Mark and McPhail Center in Calgary, Alberta for the U20 Summer Showcase and the development program here on hockeycanada.ca. And we are back for the third period of play on hockeycanada.ca on day number 1 of the U20 Summer Showcase, the Summer Development Program. Day number 3 of the U18 U20 program, though. The only day that the two U20 squads will go toe-to-toe. Tomorrow and Wednesday, our good friend Tyler King will have the U18 v U20 squad games. So it is 4-1 after 40 minutes of play. We've had goaltender changes, and it's been a dominant Red performance, who've led in the shot department 13-2 since the goalie change midway through the second. Dave Dawson and our HNLive.ca broadcast crew here with you this evening, afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. Schaefer puts that one through neutral, taken by Red Sweaters, though, as they have been dominant, 30-13 in the shot clock. And fairly even, though, when it comes to face-offs, but White, again, just only time they've really had, well, Del Bel Blue was all alone in front of the net, and he was able to rip it in. But other than that, Red's done a really good job neutralizing traffic in front of the 4x6, preventing any scoring chances. And here comes Beck for White down the left wing side, being pursued heavily there. And he uses a pick, fires it, and that goes off the stick of Fantilli. And that one was labeled for top cheddar, if not for Fantilli's stick, who does the quick stress test to make sure it's not going to explode on him in the middle of a play. Kept in at the line, now scooting out. Allen in a foot chase, gets there first, and is able to bring it north. Allen's going to dump it in. That's Nolan Allen from Davidson, Saskatchewan, the first-round pick of the Chicago Blackhawks in 2021. And over the line comes Red. They're going to make some cosmetic changes, though, so it's 1v5. Those numbers don't always work out for the best of you. Centering attempt, and White is going to put it off the glass and down the ice, and that'll likely be an icing call, and yes, it is. So Thomas Milic started between the pipes for White, and Tyler Brennan tagged him out. And on the other side, Benjamin Gaudreau was the starter, and then a very, very not so busy Mason Beaupit, who has only faced 2 pucks since coming in relief. And the draw will come to the right side of him. And a bit of a miss start, and the officials will get her going again. Here comes White. On the left wing side, it is Pinelli. He evades the check by Minton, which was coming for him. Pressured in down low, trying to find Haight on the backside, can't get on the puck. So White's gonna have to regroup. Kyrou gets crossed up with his defensive partner, Korchinski, and he's going to have to settle it all the way back into his own zone. LaRue is going to bring it over the line, just rubbed out there on the half wall. Now Korchinski plays it across, zips it, and that hit a stick before it found its path to the net. And it went over top. Bolduc now. Played out through neutral again. And that's Nelson from Toronto, Ontario. Played for North Bay this year. Sends it in. Bolduc. Some stick shrapnel on the ice there that the official is waiting to clear, and Zemer watches that one go down. Makes sure to touch it first to evade the icing call. Allen on the tag up. And it's sent back in behind the net again. And now it's Corson Coolmans from Beaumont. It's just southeast of Edmonton. Red now, one touch, back to the point. Hines fires it, and that one right into the pads and hangs on for the faceoff. Who are we looking at here, Mr. Radke? We got the goaltender Beaupit, nope. There's Corson Coolmans going off on a line change. A little bit difficult sometimes with the numbers on the shoulders, but so the draw to the left side. One by Red. Hines fires it. That hits a stick. Nobody knows where it is momentarily. Puck's bouncing around. Comes to the point. Dumped down deep again. Glove down right in front and through neutral. And Del Mastro is going to have to find a way to slither that one through, and he takes the opposite corner dump. So one shot apiece here to begin the third period. And Fantilli will get on his horse to go back there on retrieval. Del Mastro with a couple bodies on him. Ethan Del Mastro, 6'4", 206. No kidding, they're licking their lips over that young man. Now Doc takes it on the forehand. Hut Pickering battles with him. Red making a change. So most of this, portions of this game have kind of been played between the just shy of the blue lines. Call it the ringette line, if you will, but both these teams have the ability to explode, and it could happen here. Here's Mateer trying to play it in front and couldn't connect with Robertson. Each of those young men have goals today. Now down behind the net. Hauled down, play will continue, and the puck will scoot back into the red zone, and out there will be Beaupitt. I believe Ron Radke, my camera guy, got the two of those mixed up at the start of the third, Beaupitt and Brennan. I just realized that, and at 43 years old, I forget things often, so that'll be the one time I get those two things wrong. As though Beaupitt directs traffic with the blocker, trying to make sure the defenders see what's going on there. And the backhander back into white territory, and that is the goaltender, Brennan, who has seen a lot of pucks coming his way since coming in relief of Goudreau, the Winnipeg native. So the Markham McPhail Center, as you see Mr. Radke pan along the 4-arena facility here in Calgary Olympic Park, the Winsport in Calgary, Alberta. Always a gorgeous destination to come and watch a hockey game, including people like Trevor Wong and his family, who I had a great chat with at intermission. They've been coming to these camps for, I believe, close to 2 decades, which is really, really cool to talk to super fans like him, who says he books time off to come and check these out. So Trevor, hats off to you. Pinelli plays it through, and out the other way comes Red, and it could be a break, and just off the heel of the stick. Oh, so close to going 1v1 on Brennan. Kept them at the line, and Paul Ludwinski plays it down deep there now. Chase on, giving chase. Stopped at the left point by Matichuk, plays it at the net. Brennan continues to patrol. Sampson at the point. Shot whistles wide, hoping for a deflection, I'd imagine. Matichuk now on his horse, trying to open up some ice here. Drops it off for Sampson. Sampson cross ice, and that was deflected by Beck. Beck looks to be tired. Something working here for Red. On the backside pass for Sampson, again a bouncing puck. He'll take it and cycle. Again, 32-14 the shots. Red's got a change, and that stays onside. Right to the advantage of Red. Play will continue again. 4 power plays so far, 3 for Red. None have been capitalized on, as an exhausted white sweaters, some exhausted white sweaters get off. And Allen still on the ice. He loved to get off on a change. More pressure on for Red, and you think when this happens often, that means penalty coming soon. When exhausted players at the end of a shift. Red continuing the cycle. The flip pass right onto the stick of LaRue, though, and he sends it on the right wing side. Can't get through the defenseman, and finally getting off for a change was Allen. And Zemer now trying to wind it up. The flip pass to the left side, cross ice, and on to Brennan, who just deflects it into the glass and will settle the momentum down and try to regroup. There's a look at Fantilli. Off the draw, LaRue. Couldn't collect the rolling puck one-handed. Possession time for Red. Trying to get that quick pass. So they had 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second, and then White tallied to make it 4-1, and that's where we stand. A nice little move, in alone, fires! And he found a way to the net, but couldn't get the momentum on the shot as Brennan was up to the test. Now White out the other end. Can't carve a lane to the 4x6. Delayed penalty coming here up against Red, and White's going to go to their second power play as Brennan makes the long trip to the net, or to the bench, and we'll have to go right back in. As Red will be down a skater. So trying to figure out who that is, and to the left side of our screen will be the guilty party. And it looks to be Noss heading to the box. That's Evan Noss from Riverview, New Brunswick, and it looks like there's going to be offsetting penalty calls. High stick on one side and a hooking on another, roughing on another, and Chagall, the one going to the box for Team White, his second trip there in this contest. So with 8 minutes left, or gone, excuse me, in the third period, they're going to go for a side here to open things up, and what has been customary so far back to the U17 development program and through U18 is they'll do overtime and a shootout, so the scouts can get a bit of a look regardless of the score to see how these athletes perform in those situations. Clark now over the line. We'll put it behind the net for, that's Owen Beck. And Robertson there too. Beck now trying to find a path at the net. Robertson trying to shake off all the White. Robertson for Beck. Loses a handle on it, and White's got numbers out the other way. Down the middle is the guy who's got the goal, Del Belbaluz. Drops it off, lets it go, and a shoulder save. Nicely fought off by Beaupitt. Another penalty coming, this one going to red. Net has been vacated. Firing and scores! Upstairs where Grandma keeps the peanut butter cookies. Robidaw lets it rip, and it's 4-2. So on a delayed penalty call, puck laying there right in the slot for Robidaw, made no mistake, absolutely zipped it up top bunk. And Justin Robidaw, the Sherbrooke, Quebec native, 30 goals he scored in 68 games for Val-d'Or this year. He's got one here to make it 4-2. So go back to 4-on-4 hockey. Totally different game. Matier watches that one go by him, settles it down, loses his footing briefly, and then in behind. Out comes White. It could be an odd player rush. And it's going to be Schaefer. Down the wing. Schaefer, nice move in front. And the bouncing puck. Beaupitt had to have his head on a swivel to make sure that one didn't go any further than it needed to. Kicked it out. And Red now on the attack. Deflected off of the stick of Schaefer. So Schaefer made a nice play at the other end and got a stick in the way, did 15 White, to make sure that nothing else happened to the Edmonton Oilers draft pick. Obviously, I can overuse the statement because I'm a big fan of positivity. It's my favorite addiction, that he has a bright future. Of all things I think anybody can be in a day, positive is one thing I love to choose. So, on that note, Kuhlmans has it, left wing side. Harrison plays it across, nobody home. And the speed game will open up here as expected with the player down on each side. Furcus off the leg, and numbers now for White. It could be a break. Down the left wing side. Here they come. Backhander, and a nice save by Beaupitt. So this is the game that White's been waiting to show everybody. Danielson plays it across. A nice little shimmy shake. Each team back to 5-on-5 hockey now. And a great showcase of some open ice danger and what these players can do with that. Furcus hits the trailer, and there's nobody home. It's a 3-on-2 for White. Down the wing, over the line for Haight. The return pass in the feet. Stillman couldn't collect it enough to get a shot away. And now Fantilli thought maybe the billiard pass could create a potential breakaway, but nothing doing there as we're past the midway point of the third period. 34-18 the shots. Clark trying to fire it through traffic, and Brennan gets the glove on it and hangs on for the draw. As you have a look at Clark there, Brant Clark, talked about him a couple times. The captain of the Barrie Colts this year, had 59 points through 55 games. First round pick of the LA Kings in 2021. Also played in the U18 Worlds, 7 games there at 7 points, including 2 goals in 2021 to boot. And Red now. Had a 4-0 lead. White just kind of picking their spots, clawing away, and their spot could be a 3-on-2 here. James now trying to fight off Clark, and that's going to be a penalty up against Red. Each player kind of engaged with that free hand, and the officials are going to feel that it was the red sweater who was the guilty party. So, bit of a different game than the opening 40. As Clark will sit down, the guy we just finished talking about, the captain of the Barrie Colts, well, 2 minutes or less. And now White on the power play. So with Schaefer on the left wing side, Del Belbalus already with the goal in this one. Will try and work their third player advantage of this game, and also the sixth power play, now even with 3 apiece. Draw to the right side of Brandon, cleanly won. Kyrou takes it. On the half wall, return pass. Kyrou through traffic, thinks about it. Now on the 1T, but it's too much in his feet. Del Belbalus zips it. He got everything on that one. The torque on that wrister, and it just missed the top of the target. Luca Del Belbalus, 6'1", 178. Absolutely uncorked that one. Makes me almost shudder to think what he would do if he whips his stick back and actually hammers it. Kyrou plays it across. Return for Kyrou. That's the look they wanted, and it hit a skate. Back to neutral again. The previous attempt hit Kyrou in the skates before he could let it go. And now Del Belbalus plays a safe pass. Has White on the entry. Back on the weak side. Slows it down, and will go opposite corner around again to start it up. Del Belbalus circles through neutral to hopefully the defenders forget about him as he goes after the puck now. Del Belbalus battles it in his feet, pinned against the boards with a minute gone on the power play for Team White, who are 0 for 2 so far. And other than that one shot by 17 White, haven't really had a great chance. Maybe that changes here. Beck zips it, and a nice blocker save, kicking that one out of harm's way. And it comes all the way back down into White territory. Brennan now slows it down. It's a bit of a flip of a script here. 35-20 now the shots. As White getting some good zone time. Let's see what they can do 5v5. The weak clearing attempt. Friendly fire hits his own teammate, and White will bring it back in again. And the can opener will give them a 5-on-3 for 29 seconds. So Chason, it's Jake Chason from Abbotsford, BC, Brandon Wheat King's product. I don't think he was a big fan of it. Likely nor are some of the Brandon Wheat King's hats that are about 9 or 10 feet in front of me. Not sure if there is a relation to them, but you put the two together, there probably could be. So it's a 5-on-3 for Team White. 29 seconds of it they'll get. And White will likely sit down here for, they're running the clock down. I'm not sure why they're doing that, but I'll let them do that. And in the meantime, why don't we talk about what's coming up this summer? So hnlive.ca, really proud to be partnered up with the fine folks at Hockey Canada, bringing you some of these development programs. And our owners Corey Bro and Calvin Bellows have been working tirelessly to bring high-quality streaming to amateur and minor sports. And Hockey Canada, we're really happy to be partnered up with them for the Women's U18 Summer Showcase coming up August 9th until 15th. You'll see Peter Labardius and Sandra Persina doing the play-by-play for that. Then the Canada-USA Series from August 17th to 20th. The same duo will be bringing you some of those games. And always happy to have my, there just aren't many people that I can come up with in my life that love hockey more than my good buddy Peter Labardius. And he loves all levels of hockey. And he loves doing these games. So happy to have that for this summer, and they're just trying to get the clock figured out here. They've taken both penalties on the in-house clock off, and they've ran a couple minutes off of it as well. So 6:46 remaining on the in-house game clock, where I believe there was 9:20 or so, somewhere around there. Something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. So still trying to get that figured out. So Del Belbalus anxiously waits at the face-off. As I mentioned there, played for Mississauga this year. Columbus Blue Jackets. It's a lot of Columbus picks, actually, when I'm going between these two rosters, and a number of players were unable to make the trip to this development summer showcase. I believe 5 or 6 of them as well. So you're likely watching this thinking, you know, where are some of the other names that are somewhat familiar, the Matthew Savoys and the like, but some of them have not been able to make it, whether other things or injuries or what that be. But so a lot of great talent here between the two rosters, and now we got it all sorted out. So 5-on-3 with 7:13 on the game clock. 20 seconds of two-player advantage. Kyrou trying to get it set up. I think they want to get him as the trigger man. Del Belbaluz goes down low on the return feed across to Kyrou on his backhand. Now zips it. Missed the net by about 8 to 10 inches. Back again to Kyrou. 3 left on the 5-on-3. Del Belbaluz down low and on the short side, Robidas couldn't rip it. Across again. And that is deflected off of a stick over the glass and out of play by Beck. So they'll be 5-on-4 now for a $1.24. Is that Robidas, I believe, or nope? That's Kyrou. Christian Kyrou, 5'11", 182 from Kamoka, Ontario. Second-round pick of the Dallas Stars. And face off the left side of Bo Pitt. We're seeing more pucks now than he did when he came in relief in the second period. Only 2 of them, to be specific. Del Belbaluz patrolling the point. Walking in, looking for the backdoor pass. Down low to Kyrou, the return free. The trigger man to Beck, and he misfired on it. Kyrou sends it across. Zipping it, that is blocked. Can't find the puck. Bopin had no idea where it was, trying to play through the crease, but lucky for him, it stayed out. Kyrou on the backside, return feed, fires it, rebound, puck's loose, it's in the crease, just missing was Beck, couldn't rip it in the short side. Robidas now, 45 left on the power play. Furious action here, Del Belbaluz zips it, half blocker, half shaft, and Bo Pitt will take the knuckle tap for that one, and Del Belbaluz cannot believe it as he strides off to the bench and says, what else do I got to do? Great sequence there from White. A lot of great sustained pressure. Great traffic in front, and Bo Pitt been able to make the saves when he's been called upon. Surrey, BC product. 6'5", 185 for a Tendy. Oh me, oh my. High five to you, San Jose Sharks. Korchinski trying to keep it in, and come all the way down the ice with 30 left on the power play. And fierce there on the forecheck was Josh Bloom, maybe trying to force the goaltender Brendan into making a mental mistake, but he wasn't interested in any of that. And over the line, Korchinski massaged against the glass. And they'll likely do it for any type of sustained pressure for White on this player advantage unless they can get a one-off here. Nope, Jason out of the box. And Pickering going after his own dump on the half wall. LaRue trying to center it. Onto his knees quickly and back up, and it could be a 2-on-1. It's Furcus with Jason. Furcus to Jason, and couldn't get him the puck. Just momentarily disrupted by Nate Danielson on the back check. The Red Deer product. Obviously, Red Deer host to some excellent hockey coming up in a week or so, the Holinka Gretzky Cup. Streaming that on hockeycanada.ca as well. Shot right in tight, scores! On the rebound, Harrison puts it top shelf. Bo Pitt bobbled it ever so briefly, and all it took was half a second for Harrison to stand there, pick it up, and rip it top bunk. The Dorchester, Ontario product has his team within one with 4:30 left. So we're going to be going to overtime, I imagine, regardless if the outcome. But Harrison would hope that it would be because the game is tied, or maybe even because they have a lead. So it was 4-0 at one point in time. So 35-25, the shots on goal. Still in favor of Team Red, who've clawed their way back in this one. Bo Pitt kicks that one out. So a tough one for Mason Beaupet, who just bobbled that one ever so quick, and often that happens thousands of times in the game of hockey where a goaltender has the time to just jump on top of the puck with his trapper, but before he knew it, Harrison was right there and ripped it off the bar and in. So what a finish to this one at the Mark and McPhail Center in Calgary. On hockeycanada.ca, Dave Dawson and our HN Live staff here, happy to be hanging out with you wherever you are tuning in from, as that scoots into the red bench. And as you have a look at one of the Beck brothers, go off there in a line change, one on each team. That the Jack Beck variety. Jack, for Ottawa this year in the OHL, had 22 goals and 44 points in 36 games. He was second on the team in scoring, and he played 28 games less than the leader. That's insane. And Red plays it up on the left side, and that's going to be a step offside. So they'll have to regroup again. And it's really easy to go. Obviously, these are the highest level elite players when it comes to either major, junior, or there's some junior A or NCAA players scattered throughout the USHL and obviously through the major junior ranks and NCAA ranks. So it's pretty easy for your jaw to drop in a quick search of some of the stat websites to come across some of these and go, wow, okay, yeah, there's a reason why you went first round of the NHL draft, or why you're highly touted for next year's draft. First to fifth to sixth round, regardless, when you get picked to go to the show, it means you got some prowess behind your name. So 3:20 remaining here in the third period. White down 4-0, now made it 4-3. Del Mastro plays it across to Hines. Twin Towers on the point, and a lot of young players and that above that 6-foot pedigree. One of them being this guy, Del Belpalouse. What a toe drag! Short side shot and a shoulder save by Beaupet, who's been sensational since coming in relief of Benjamin Gaudreau. And up here's Beck, the other brother, trying to split the white defenders, do it all on his own, but Pinelli's got other plans and brings it out the other way. Over the line with Del Belpalouse. Puck slides off his stick. Now flipped up to neutral. Korchinski, quick up. The back shoulder pass that took a look front shoulder first, then back, which will create an icing call. Shots were 30-12 at one point, if I'm not mistaken, Chris Colwell. So 35-27 now. So White has really been able to make some great, air quotes, adjustments, as they say, my favorite sports term during intermissions. Really been able to battle back here. Red would like to increase that lead one more time. At the point, held in, trying to get the backdoor pass, and short side offering. Brennan not under siege as much as he was in the second when coming in relief. Green now, behind the net. So he watches that go back around again. Hines stepping up. The point, Fantilli through screen. Brandon fights it up. Puck still loose. Brennan's on his back. And the officials say it did not cross the line. So nervous moments there for, as the Red forward pleading with the official that maybe there could have been a penalty and or the potential that it did cross the line. But Tyler Brennan, the goaltender and the Winnipeg native, says nope. Still 4-3. 1:43 remaining here in the third period. So let's see how this one finishes up. Schaefer now through neutral. Battling the puck in his skates, and official signal icing, but one says yes, the other one says nay. Causes an awkward sequence as the puck just scoots through the front of Brennan's net. On the tape, Del Belpalouse. And the goalie has left the cage. So extra attacker on for White with about a $1:10 remaining here in the third period. And at 4-0, an excellent finish. We are due for this one. And behind, Beaupit slows it down, rips it along. And are they going to say that one, okay, touched the glass? The White team was hoping for maybe a penalty as a delay of game call, but 58 seconds on the clock. Already used their timeout. So the draw will come to the left side of Beaupit, whose last third period goal there was that shot that kind of bobbled off of his shoulder, and then Harrison put it up off the bar and in. And you can tell by the skill set, if you're maybe unfamiliar with the U20 ranks and just trying to dip a toe into the skill caliber, yeah, it doesn't take long. And I don't imagine it'll take long for Furcus to put that one home, and he makes no mistake. Furcus has no problems putting the puck in the net when there's a goalie in it. With 80 points through 66 games for Moose Jaw, and he puts it in the open net. And it only needed 6.6 seconds to do so to make it 5-3 for Team Red. Here at the Mark and McPhail Center at the WinSport facilities. So we are in day number 3 of the U18 U20 Summer Showcase. The first and only time the two U20 programs will go toe-to-toe. Tomorrow and Wednesday, there'll be one U18 team that will take on U20 White, and then Wednesday, U20 Red. Allen, and they're thinking about vacating the net again. Coach has not given the White goaltender the signal, and they will not do so, as Red will flip it up into the air. And Jason now drops it up, firing, and a nice save by Brennan, who will definitely not get a chance to vacate the net. And I think that will likely be going to overtime just based on a skill set evaluation for 3-on-3, and then potentially a shootout as well. It has been somewhat of a mystery, but I imagine since it is the first time these two teams will be skating that they'll likely go that route for today. They didn't do it on Saturday, they did on Friday, which makes sense to me because it's based on a getting to do it once and a chance for evaluation. So Team Red on day 1 of the U20 Showcase will have a 5-3 victory. For 4-0, 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second, and then 3 goals by White in the second and third, with an empty net goal as the summary of pretty much how that one boiled down. As handshakes aplenty, and will we see some of these young men wear the same sweater later on, or let's say around Boxing Day, when the World Junior Championship, the 2023 version, gets underway in Moncton and in Halifax. That is why we are getting a quick sniff at some of these players today. So we will hang on the airwaves with you to find out if we are going to a shootout in overtime. No, we're not. Chris Colwell, our engineer and jack of all trades, says we will not. So in that case, I will wrap this thing up. On behalf of our entire staff here at HNLive.ca, from the owners of the company, Corey Bro and Calvin Bellows, to Ron Radke, Chris Colwell and company, thank you so much for joining on HockeyCanada.ca today. This is Dave Dawson saying thank you so much for watching. Tune in tomorrow when U18 team takes on U20 White, brought to you by the broadcast prowess of Tyler King. So long from Calgary, Alberta.